Okay, so this is a quick reaction video to the news that Jon Rahm's Liv golf team has just been announced. We're going to discuss what we think of that and what the ramifications are across the board for the game of professional golf. Okay, let's get stuck in. So, this is a reaction video to today's news that Jon Rahm's Liv golf team has been announced. I'm going to be doing more of these. I built this studio quite a while ago now. I've not been using it. It's absolutely crazy, really. So, while the weather is terrible, I can't get on the golf course. Let's do some video content from here and discuss what's going on in the world of golf. And today, Jon Rahm's team has been announced. It's called Legion 13. This is not big news. The name was leaked quite a long time ago. Legion 13, for those who don't know, was Julius Caesar's Imperial Roman Army, which was one of the key units in taking the Roman Republic in the Civil War. So there you go. What the hell that's got to do with golf, I've no idea. But I think it's all right. I think it's a good name. I think picking a name for a golf team is pretty difficult because, you know, we've never had golf teams before. I remember when I heard that Bubba Watson was calling his the Range Goats. I just thought that was like bloody awful. But actually it's grown on me and I actually think it's an alright name now. And I think the sort of like the logo and the merchandising they've done on that team has been very good. So I suppose first of all as well, you probably might want to know what my take is on Liv Golf. I'm open to anything that can help bring a new audience and maybe younger golfers to come and try playing golf. Now that can be Liv Golf, Top Golf, Rory and Tiger's TGL. It can be crazy golf. I don't really care what it is. I just think that if we've got something that could possibly engage with a new audience to come and play this fantastic game, I just don't think there's a downside to that. So I'm open to giving all of those things a chance. Now what, you know, let's just also rewind a little bit here to Jon Rahm going to Liv. Obviously, it happened quite a while ago now. It was very surprising news. I didn't think that Liv could attract one of those absolute, genuine best players in the world, of what Jon Rahm is without question. So that was a bit of a surprise. Now, for Liv, it's amazing that they've got a player of that stature on their tour. I think them doing it was a political move as much as them wanting to get Jon Rahm on their tour. Obviously the negotiations with the PGA Tour have stalled because, you know, the deadline got pushed back. They didn't come to an agreement by December the 31st, and I think it was Liv Golf and the PIF saying to Jay Monahan and the PGA Tour, look, you need to come to an agreement here, because if we don't, we're going to go and do our own thing. And I'm just going to keep taking your best players, and I prove that I can do it because I've just taken Jon Rahm. And my personal opinion is, if the world golf ranking point situation gets sorted out for Liv, then more players will come across, because that's the one thing that is a stumbling block for players coming across. So, you know, from Jon Rahm's point of view, he's protected in the majors for 5 years, so he doesn't have to worry about that. He's getting paid an insane amount of money. You know, reported $450 million. I mean, that's just like generational wealth. And also, I think he's quite smart. I think he thinks, you know what, an agreement is going to happen soon, and the whole world of golf is going to come back together in some shape or form in 2025, so I can bag my money. And I'll probably be playing against everyone again in 2025 in a new look schedule. So I think for both sides, the Rahm move made a lot of sense. Now, obviously, in the last 48 hours, the rumours were out that Tyrrell Hatton is going to sign for Jon Rahm's team, and today that's been absolutely confirmed. So for Tyrrell, it's a bit of a tougher decision for him, because if the world golf ranking point situation doesn't get sorted out pretty quickly, his ranking is going to start to drop, and if he drops out the top 50, then all of a sudden he's not qualifying automatically for majors, because he's not won one, he hasn't got any protection. You know, and Liv has got a lot of players now who would normally be well within that top 50 and would easily be qualifying for all those majors through that process of being in the top 50. So your Joaquin Niemans, your Bryson DeChambeaus, although I think Bryson's still got 1 year from his US Open win. You know, Dustin Johnson is going to be falling into that category. Patrick Reed. You know, there's a list as long as your arm of players that would have been in the top. Sergio Garcia, who would have been in the top 50, and their ranking now has fallen so far down that, you know, even if Liv got world golf ranking points, they're probably not going to get back in the top 50. So that's a real problem for those players. And Tyrrell's taking that chance. Now, has he been given some kind of guarantees on what's going to happen, or, you know, what the plan is, or what's been negotiated to kind of give him some kind of security on that? We don't know, but certainly for Tyrrell it was a lot bigger decision. For the rest of Jon Rahm's team, we've got two what you would call completely unknown golfers, really. Kieran Vincent, so he qualified through Liv Golf's qualification event, and you know, I think it's great that Liv have got some process of qualifying onto their tour now, so you can do it through the Q School, and there's 3 places, or you can win the Asian Order of Merit, and you can get on by winning that. So Kieran Vincent did it through the Q School. I'm really surprised that he didn't go on to the Ironheads, where his brother is a member of that team. I think it would have been a great story and dynamic to see how those two brothers get on together, and obviously, you know, that kind of brotherly team spirit within that team, but they've decided to put him into Jon Rahm's team. And the fourth one is a player I've got to say I know absolutely nothing about whatsoever. Caleb Surratt is an amateur golfer, but he is ranked 10th best amateur in the world, and also is rated one of the very best amateurs in the world as well. I've seen him hitting some shots on YouTube. His golf swing looks absolutely phenomenal. And the one thing now about this collegiate system, you know, it gets amateur golfers ready to come out on tour and compete, and we've seen it with Ludwig Aber. You know, I'm not saying Caleb Surratt is as good as him, because he looks like he's going to be like unbelievable. But Scott Dunlap obviously came out and won on the PGA Tour recently. Amateur golfers, you know, they're ready, and I've got no doubt that from what I've read on this guy, that he's going to come out and he's going to be ready to compete on Liv Golf. So that's the team. By the way, I think that Liv were thinking they were going to sign 4 marquee players for Jon Rahm's team. I think they thought they were going to get a Tyrrell Hatton, a Tony Finau, a Wyndham Clark, who were very strongly linked with Liv. But in the end, that didn't happen. And you know what? It's really important that Jon Rahm managed to, you know, persuade Tyrrell Hatton to come across onto his team, because if he'd launched this team with him and 3 absolute nobodies, it would have been a bad look for Liv Golf, and it would have been a bad look for Jon Rahm as well. So please get in the comments, let me know what you think about Jon Rahm's team. What do you think of Jon Rahm's team name, Legion 13? Be really interested to know what you think. Also, you know, put in there whether, you know, comment on whether you've watched some Liv Golf before, whether you've never watched it, you never will watch it. I totally understand if that is your stance, you know. It is a polarizing subject, but there's no doubt now that the golfers on the Liv Tour are, you know, some of the best golfers in the world. And if you like watching professional golf and watching some of these players exhibit their skills, then Liv Golf has got some of the very best golfers, you know, to watch and enjoy watching them play golf. Obviously, there's still incredible golfers on the PGA Tour as well. But whereas in the first sort of period of Liv Golf, where there was some well-known names, but they were past their prime, and it wasn't really that engaging. You know, now, genuinely, if you tune into a Liv Golf event, you're going to watch some of the best golfers in the world. You know, your Brooks Koepkas, your Bryson DeChambeaus, your Jon Rahms, your Cameron Smiths, your Dustin Johnsons. You know, even Phil Mickelson, I know he's past his best, but he's still a huge name, you know, and still enjoyable to watch. So, you know, get in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'm really interested to know what you think. That's it for today's quick video, I just wanted to quickly come in here, react to the news of Jon Rahm's team being announced. Like I say, please get in the comments. Let me know what you think about the things that we've talked about today. Let me know whether you're thinking of watching the event. You know, maybe you've never watched a Live Golf before, but you might just watch it this time to see how Jon Rahm gets on. Or, you know, you might just say, no, I'm never watching it. I just don't like it. And, you know, that's all absolutely fine. I personally am intrigued to see how Jon Rahm plays and how his team does. And I will see you in the next video.